Well, hello, goeiemorgen, goeiemiddag, good afternoon to South Africa, good evening, Cambodia. Hello, everybody. This is Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and welcome to the show. I am majorly excited about it today because I'm not even gonna wait. I'm gonna bring it straight in. Yeah, I am very, very excited. I have a lovely, beautiful guest on here today. Is Buzzy's Moments. Hello, Lynne from Buzzy's Moments.
Hi, Andre. Thanks so much for having me on your channel.
Thank you very much. You've been the backbone of this channel for the last few weeks in getting things going. Yourself and there's Alhendo and Cameron. Good afternoon, Cameron. And if you take a look when you comment again, there should be a tool. No, not a tool, a spanner in your name. I got it right to be able to get you onto. If you don't mind, I was rather forward and made you a moderator there so that you can slander everyone on stream as well. But yes,
Hi, Cameron. Hi, Alhendo.
for those watching live, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. For those watching on the rerun, I hope you enjoy it as well. Please, what's the thing? Pepper's Echo's thing. Yes, please, you're watching the live echo. And you've got Buzzy from Lynne from Buzzy's Moments. And for heaven's sake, do not make the mistake I did, I don't know, a couple of shows back. It became Dizzy's Moments, and and it's because I used to have a web page called Dizzy's, and for some known reason you were given Dizzy's Moments. But yeah, please like and subscribe. It's the only way we can get these streams out there and get everyone chatting. And yeah, we had a really good chat last week with. Pastor Carl from Johannesburg and Alberton went really, really well. We look forward to having him on for another month. And as I say, excitedly, we have Lynne again from, well, not again, for a change. We've been wanting it so long. And like, come on. But yeah, and the weeks have been going and life's happening and things just throw you right out of there.
That's very true.
But yeah, first, before I go along, always like to shout out to take a look at these other streams, keeping up with the news. If you're in South Africa and you are struggling to keep up with your news because of the mainstream media just being a crock of, yeah, you know what, or bot, you belong to Ronaldo. Well done. Hello, sire. Welcome to Pepper's Echo. Great to see you. And then what's it? When Karika says hi too, she'll watch later. Great, thanks, Cameron. And Arbot saying hello to everyone there as well. Thank you very much and welcome. But yeah, where was I? Always. Yes, never forget the people that actually helped you to get where you are. And if you're watching mainstream news in South Africa, struggling to find the truth, I will sadly refer you to a gentleman that is not in South Africa, Chris Wyatt. And hey, there we go. Pastor Coral's on as well. No more swearing, guys. Thank you very much. I'm kidding. How's it, Coral? And Arbot says, I belong to me. Yeah, good stuff. That's you're obviously not married because you don't belong to you anymore. I'm the boss because my wife says so. But yeah, Chris Wyatt, please, guys. He is not in South Africa. He's actually in Pennsylvania in the US, and he is a retired Army colonel, does the most magnificent news on South Africa, Africa, and most of the world, but he has a distinct interest in South Africa, and there is he has actually a daily stream. He has like 50 streams in a day. I don't know how many he has, Lynne. I think he's got 3 proper ones or 3 or 4. But one of them that I really, when I get home from work over here, I actually go in to watch it, is he does have the daily news on there, and he actually uses headlines, gives you proper feedback. He's really insightful. So if you haven't subscribed to Chris Wyatt yet, I just suggest that you actually zoop over there and subscribe to Chris Wyatt. Absolutely super chap, very knowledgeable. And then Ronaldo Gous. I really very much enjoy Ronaldo. He is very entertaining. I think he's taking a lot of flack at the moment because he's very tired. Not from anybody, but he's just, wow, for the amount of streams he's doing. I do one a week, and I absolutely want to have a heart attack. But He really does well. So pop over to Ronaldo Gous as well. Ons eie Masterkind is a great bit of entertainment to see, and he actually has some good guests. I don't know if he's got anyone on Sunday service this evening.
No, he hasn't.
But you know what,
No,
it's
he
worth
hasn't.
still actually popping on and seeing him, because the communication. He also has a wonderful following of people. So I would also say, people are your success, and his people are your success as well. And same with Chris as well. They've got really great people and great support, which makes for a super team. I don't know what Chris's team is called. I know Ronaldo's got the Voortrekkers. So,
It's called the White Army.
oh, the Wyatt Army. That sounds rather racist. The Wyatt Army. You're going to be careful in South Africa. Make sure there's a
I'm
double.
sorry that I'm interrupting
Please,
your stuff, but if Cameron and Hindo are here, maybe they'd like to just post the links for Chris's live stream and um, Ronaldo's live streams that are on later on today.
please do, definitely. Those two. I also watch Ramon Kabanak on Morning Shot, and I haven't watched for a long time now. I really, but I think he has a couple of good guests. I haven't seen Joe in a long time. Joe Emilio, which I haven't watched for quite a while. But I think he's quite good too, and pretty much. I don't know if Germ's still on. I haven't. I in
No, he
months.
isn't. He's
I
not. He's
haven't
not
seen
on
him.
YouTube anymore. No,
No,
he was cancelled, and he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah, I
come back.
know he had a lot of trouble. I know. What's the name? Chris has had a lot of trouble, and you know what? Strangely, his channel is just factual, absolutely
It
factual.
is. It
And I
is,
mean,
and he
there is
doesn't.
nothing that is wrong, or should I say, incorrect about what Chris states the facts, and that's why I say, guys, if you're tired of your SABC news and whatever news, and you know what, jamming news or whatever, get yourself onto Chris Wyatt and look at the news of the day. The great thing is you will see his stream seems to be quite long, because it can be about a 2 hour stream at times, sometimes a
Yes.
little over.
Yes.
But when you get to actually just watching the news part of the day, sometimes I don't run the whole stream because I'm quite busy. But the first part, he'll do like his little more hello and chat, and very shortly. Then he'll cover news headlines, and then he'll actually, the next little bit, he will actually delve into the news headlines with a little bit more information and that. And after that, he'll actually find a very interesting topic and that to look at. So it's not like you've got to watch a 2 hour news channel, but you will find yourself more and more captivated as you go along. So I really want to give Ronaldo Gous and Chris Wyatt a great shout out. They're there, and if anyone's got links for them, please pop them in. I will try and pop them into the comments or just below later as well. Before we start, Buzz, because I know I've just like spoken you right out of the place. There's just this one video clip, only in Africa, and I don't know if it's in Africa, but I'm sure it's in Africa. Do you find things like this occurring? So you are the only person. Did I share? I don't know if I shared my
Sorry,
sound.
kids playing.
No, relax. It's the nicest sound under the sun. There we go. Only in Africa, you will find someone stop their car to do this. You will not stop to pick up a hitchhiker in Africa. You will not stop to pee along the road. But God bless this man. Check this out. So we've got this poor little buck. My heart. Check that out. We've stopped the car. We are taking on what I would not take on. And I'm pleased it was him, because there we are beating away. I don't know, the freaking python. And
It's a
yeah,
python.
that is Hero of the Day award. How's that? Hero of the Day award.
Good
I,
one.
but only in Africa. You would stop
Only
to
in
beat up
Africa.
the snake.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You would stop to beat off the snake to save the little buck. Thanks, Cameron. I think it is for Morning Shot as well. There we go. That's for Ramon's. and he's also popped on for Chris Wyatt Africa. Please, guys, vital news as we go along there. Let me stop this sharing thing quickly. Hendo, oh man, also just like a stalwart, guys. Thank you so
Yes, he
much.
is.
You know, I nearly said dizzy again. Oh my, I'm gonna find myself.
I am busy.
Buzzy, Hendo, and
Okay.
Cameron. Wow. And this one is for Buzzy's Moments YouTube channel. And I'm going to start throwing a lot of questions at you now as well, because I
Okay.
want to know a little bit more about Buzzy before we start talking about our actual topic
Subject.
for today. And I don't want to leave the topic too long because then people leave the stream before they get to the topic. But just by the way, the topic for today is what's your life's diet, or what diet for life do you have? But yeah, if you have any questions, queries, ideas, if you'd like to come on the show, Pepper Echo is the ordinary man in the street from the outside looking in, and we try and look at life just in a little bit of a better way. And yeah, drop me a mail if you'd like to. If you just have a suggestion, or you don't want to come on the show, but you want us to talk about something, doesn't have to be South African, doesn't have to be political, doesn't have to be motivating. You just can't make it terribly demotivating. But no, drop me a mail, pprsECHO@gmail.com. Yeah, it is spelled that way because the original one I forgot the password for. So you'll have to use that one. And yeah, feel free to pop on the show as we go along. Drop me a mail and we can see what's going on. And there is for Ronaldo's channel, Ronaldo Goes. Super short. I must, just before we actually carry on, so we're talking about diet for life and that. Has any of you, and I've only started, I saw him and I sort of like dropped in these comments, but I actually want to try and get hold of him. There's a guy called Francois Boys, or Francis Boys, or Francois Boys. He does this, You can see I come from South Africa. It doesn't matter how far you take the African out of South Africa, you do it this way. But anyway, um, he's I actually got him on Facebook, these things, but I see he does have a YouTube channel. When I've actually got everything together, it's a little bit late, but I will actually try and contact him to see if I can use some of his content and possibly get him on as well. He's called Who's It Samelewing. Has any of you seen that?
No.
This guy is a freaking tonic. If you look at Who's It Samelewing, I don't know if I must actually illegally use some of his content here, because there is one very, very specific point. There he is. He's an absolute tonic. He also does a few things. He's got a wine bag that he sells or whatever as well.
Maybe post his link in the chat.
Yeah.
Then everybody can go and have a look at him once you've shown the video of whatever you're doing.
Okay, now I'm going to do this without his permission, but I just love this guy's energy. And then there was a message, so I'm hoping you'll love it as well. Now I'm sort of like doing a lot of posting of everybody's stuff. I'm sorry, but just listen to this guy. I mean, you can't help but be happy when you see this banana. It's excellent. Watch this.
Who's it samelewing? Dis Vrydag! Hoekom lyk jy vandag soos 'n plammer? Jy is nie 'n plammer nie. Lyk jy 'n poeweek gehad? Okay. Ek is niks teen plammers. Ek is baie lief vir plammers, maar jy is byvoorbeeld nie 'n plammer nie en jou gemoed is nog minder iets wat soos plammers moet wees wat die hele tyd met poe werk. Ons gaan nie met plammers spot nie, maar die punt bly staan is ons gaan nou nie plammeragtig hier in ons koppe raak nie. Nie vandag nie. Dit is Vrydag, ons moet lewe kry. Is jy reg? Vergeet die tune. Sê jy moet nou net vir jou skud net iets. Die hemel weet dit is wat ek al geleer het. As jy net iets skud, dan voel mens beter. Is jy reg? Die gans.
Is a freaking tonic, this dude. Okay, hang on.
I'm sorry, I can't help laughing.
But he's so much energy. And let me see if I can actually just if I can put it in the chat. I'm doing it with all of this is without his permission, so please. Um,
Oh, Cameron's
there,
posted the
there's an
link.
absolute another one.
Okay. Cameron has posted the link in the chat already.
Oh, did you, Cameron? You
Yeah.
flipping 500 up on me there. Oh, you got the YouTube one. I got the Facebook one in there. Okay, but I'll tell you about it anyway because I can't find it now and I need to get to it. But he tells you he has this with this energy, and of course he's got this exaggeration stuff that he's brilliant, and he talks about giving,
Yes.
and he says, he pulled up at the robot, and in South Africa, every robot is an allocated business site. You know what? Everybody gets their begging business. You get that robot, you get that robot, and you get that robot. And if you talk about robots over here, everybody looks like you've just been flushed down the toilet because it's a traffic light. Robots are things that you fight against in games. But anyway, yeah. So I was listening to this guy, and he says he got to the robots, and there's this old woman that came up to him, and didn't have anything, and off he went into the spa or whatever, and he went and bought his salt and vinegar chips, and he thought, well, it's bad. So he bought these three women because there was one this side, one there. Each one had their allocated side, and he bought them like a dick sandwich each, like a made dick sandwich. And he got to the first one and he gave it to him. And I love the way he says it was like donkey psalms and everything and all of that type of stuff given to him. And that was great. And he went over and he had to try and call this old woman on the other side who didn't have a good hearing, but eventually got him over. And he says, and he gave this to the woman. He says, and you must give for your other woman as well. Yes, I brought this for you. And the woman opened up the bag and he looked and he says, this is what I wou gehad het nie. This isn't what I wanted. I love the way he says, I'll never forget, I think he said like 7 kilograms of Gaviscon couldn't stop the heartburn shooting up his chest or something like that for that feeling at that very time and moment. He went off there, but he was like, you know what? I will never, ever, ever give anything to anyone ever again. Take a look at the absolute thanklessness you get for giving. It's absolutely, it's ridiculous. You see, he eventually had to park the car just to like calm down a bit as well. But this is the part that made sense to me. He said, you know what? He suddenly thought, what we need to learn in life is we've got to learn to give without expectation. We need to learn to give without the camera, without the newspaper clipping, without the highlight, without the credit, without the selfie, without the YouTube or the Facebook movie or something like that, etc., etc. We've got to give and be kind and be good for the sake of what we are wanting to be good, or for the sake of being good, for the sake of giving. We cannot give for the return. We've got to give for the giving.
Unconditional.
And yeah, and he put that through so beautifully. He says, you know what? Not everyone's going to yeah, there we go, Hendo. Give without knowing anything. Hendo says it true. Give with very knowing anything, anyone. Because it's great to see some of these guys walking around and it's like, yeah, look what I'm doing. Would you like 500 Rand, you poor beggar? There, I'm giving you 500 Rand. And guess what? Yeah. And you know what? I know that our school is very much like that. It's like everything has to be photographed. You're doing an experiment in science today? Yeah. Next thing, Facebook and everything's... Yeah, I suppose it's called marketing for schools. But a lot of people that want to give... Hello, I am giving this car guard 20 Rand today. Somebody look as we give it. You know, it's like people who used to go to church and you're supposed to like give without knowing. But then he pulls out his checkbook and writes his name out there. And I don't know if they use checks still anyway, but I remember in the old days, you write a check so that even if you're giving anonymously, they can actually read your name on the check. But anyway, do yourself a favor. I'm going to try and get hold of this guy. I don't know. You know what? Sometimes I think he's leaps and bounds above me. I'd love to have him on the show. I'd love to be able to use some of his content and that. What I have used, I just couldn't go on with that song because I think it kicked my butt. Copyright, yeah. So, yeah, and today we're wanting to talk about your diet for life. But I also want to talk about Buzzy, Lynne. I'd like to bring you into the stream a bit and say, wow, you know, you were originally Rhodesians Never Die.
That's
And that was
correct.
true. Yeah, very few people's knowledge. There's Endo. Yeah, you give very few people's knowledge. Your riches are built other places. But you were originally Rhodesians never die, and
Yes.
that was true because you never died. You're still around here with us, and I have never found
Well,
anyone.
Rhodesians never die, no matter where they are in the world.
There's no one more tough and consistently grappling at everything. And I often like think, wow, yeah, good Samaritans do without the camera. There we go. Thanks, and before I carry on there, just drop that one over there. Yeah, I agree 100%. But you changed your name from Rhodesians Never Die to Buzzy's Moments. Was that
Yes.
because there were so many Rhodesians Never Die? Because I know the first time I
No.
went looking for Rhodesians Never Die, it's like picking these people are well and alive. They're all over YouTube if you're looking for them.
They're all over Facebook too. No, I changed. I changed. Look, as you just said, I'll be a Rhodesian until the day I die. It's just with the name. There's a song called "Rhodesians Will Never Die,"
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I based my channel on that name, not really thinking about the connotations of what actually happened during the bush war in Rhodesia, and how many people were lost, etc., etc. All the farm murders, all that stuff. I didn't really think about it that clearly when I set up the street live stream channel. Um, and when I went on to other YouTube channels, everybody found it very hard to say Rhodesians will never die.
Mm, mm.
So I thought, okay, well, I was called Buzzy as a young kid, Dizzy Buzzy. I was nicknamed that because I would
Still are
hop
busy.
from, yeah, still Dizzy and Buzzy, still hop from one subject to the next all the time. Um, and that's why I changed it to Buzzy's Moments to make it easier. But the channel itself still has why and how and who and what I am and where I'm from on it. And obviously, the first couple of live streams are about Rhodesia. So, I'll never lose that. It'll still be there in perpetuity. I can't get the right word. In perpetuity forever. So, the idea about Rhodesians will never die was to actually get the way of life on record because I'm the last generation, okay, of kids that actually uh, went through the bush war and left to find greener pastures, better educations, all of that. So,
Hmm.
um, it's getting everything on record, and it's stories, and it's the way of life, and um, what people did during and after and in between the war and independence and yeah, that's the idea behind the Rhodesians will never die. But Buzzy's Moments is more light-hearted. It's about everything and anything. And as you said, Chris and Ronaldo cover politics and news and all of that. And I decided that I was not going to go that route. I was going to get other things on, like you, uh, that were light-hearted and happy. But with the lovely new gazetted law that's been placed since the beginning of March, I'm a bit hesitant to do any live streams because you've got to go through what's the term right now, Andre?
The Film and
The
Publications Board.
yes, yes, and no, I don't have the wherewithal to do that. And yeah, I just prefer to come onto your live stream and chat
Well,
to you
if
for the
anybody has
moment.
anything controversial, I'm here and far away. We don't even have an embassy here.
Anyway,
No, but that's
but
wonderful.
thank
But
you for having me on.
thank you
It's
very
been an
much for coming
absolute
on.
pleasure getting your viewership up and going better. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, you like this quiet force in the background. I must say, if anyone's actually really needing to just generally have somebody just bump and grind with your YouTube channel and things like that, and your streaming channel, get a hold of Buzzy. It's not an expensive venture. Obviously, there's bills to cover, so don't be a robot beggar and ask for everything for free. Tell you that now, but it gets that your results are far more than your outcome. I sort of like sit there feeling guilty every time. Oh, here's another thing. Oh, here's another thing, and I'm gonna have to go into the discount package because this one's not. But yeah, really, really, thank you so much, and yeah, get hold
No, it's
of
been a pleasure.
Dizzy. I said Dizzy again, Buzzy.
It's cool. I don't. You can call me Dizzy, Buzzy, Lynne, whichever you prefer. But again, having been in the marketing industry with my sister for a year, this was the start of lockdown. I learned all the ins and outs about Facebook and Instagram, and I learned how to actually market things on multiple platforms.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, I have the knowledge, I use it, and if I can generate some form of income from it, that's all well and good. Um, Trying to get a job uh, at 55 here in South Africa at the moment is very, very hard. So anything online is what I'm looking at. So yeah,
Great.
thank you for marketing me, Andre. I'm very grateful.
No, no, no. Thank you for everything you do for me in that there. I really do appreciate. I can really between, as I said, yourself at the helm there, Hendo on the other side of the world getting things right as well, and Cameron as well. It's like wow. It's you know what, you start actually feeling a little bit closer with people. You start accepting people. You suddenly
You
see
see,
that these, you know what? Because
yeah,
I used to see on Ronaldo and Chris's sites the mods, Hendo and Lynne from Prison Room, and I thought, whoa, these are the big knobs, they wear extra
no,
big pants because they need space for the goons in there. And no, they were
no.
they actually are the nicest of people that they are. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we normal. We do what needs doing. If you're going to be a troll, you're going to get treated like a troll. You know. But yeah, no, it's been a very interesting experience being a moderator on both Chris and Ronaldo's streams. It gets hectic when we have very very popular subjects.
Super
Super
mods.
mods, yes, we super mods, and but yeah, it's important. I mean, like when Ronaldo and Chris do, a State of the Nation speech by who,
Mm.
the stream just you've got to keep your eye very very, and that's why it's good to have a spread of mods covering that kind of thing because you miss things.
Well, I never needed them. I never had anyone. I used to sit there
Well, it's
preaching to an
coming, it's
empty room, and
coming.
now it's there.
But yeah,
What's Endo
so
say? We do moor trolls, our hobby.
you
Anyway.
get Erica on Chris's stream who's very polite,
Mm.
but cross her and the claws come out. But she's awesome. She's a wonderful person. I mean, all the mods on both live streams are absolutely awesome. And yeah, kudos to them for keeping everything on track for the YouTube people like Chris and
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
no, you know what? I just think that it's such a sorry, I'm looking for something at the same time, but I think it's such a I what show on right? And when you get to speak like that, you're a freaking UKer, dude.
Can I tell you something? Can I share the story with you, please? And I know Hendo's gonna blush, but when I when I started being a mod on on Chris's channel, we had like a group Zoom call thing, okay? And prior to the Zoom call, I phoned him up on WhatsApp because it was free. I said, "How's it, Hendo? How are you?" And he's perfect Afrikaans cat accent, proper. How's it? How are you? Hey, how you doing? I'm like, and I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for this. How are you, ma'am? I'm waiting for this hot
Yeah.
potato,
Good afternoon.
British accent, and I was floored. I think I laughed for about 10 minutes. I was laughing so hard, but he's a character. He's an absolute character.
And Cameron, what's you say? I'm just sad. I'm too hectic. Cameron, you do just great. I just want to do one more post as well because
Sure.
into there too. I have put in there is for it's Bethel live stream. I just want to push it again. It's
Right.
Coral,
Pastor
Pastor
Coral.
Coral's church. They do at 9 o'clock in the morning. Really cool service, nice band, really, really nice band. And he actually plays a multitude of instruments himself. He's not on the guitars, he's on the piano. And the only reason he doesn't get back onto the drums is because his son won't allow him there. So otherwise, really good. He did an absolutely stunning message again today, and nothing ran out. Here's a Clinton Thomas. Hello, Clinton. Thank you so much for actually taking the time. Where's Hendo? He's gone posh.
Very posh. Very posh.
Okay. Right. So yes, that's it. Let's actually get on before we actually miss our total thing. People have probably left because we haven't spoken about our diet. What diet are you on? What did I actually call it? What's your life diet or something like that? I can't even remember the stream's name now, but I know we said diet. Now, if you take a look at me, Whammo, it's something that I read through every day of my life. Wow, check it, that woman. She's hot, and wow, and it's because of those sachets. Or no, it's those drops that you put under your tongue. No, if you just eat 3 little slices of cucumber every day and nothing else, and then try and drown yourself with 8 liters of water, you'll be, of course, you'll be fine. You'll pee everything out. But anyway, yeah, I'm one of those that. What's the names? Oh, here's another one. Also to be also part of you guys. I know.
Ruth.
Rebellious Ruth. Also,
Yes,
I
Clint,
have.
Clint is the post from Clint Thomas. That's actually Rebellious Ruth.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, she's having a problem with her cell phone.
Okay. So there we go, guys. I know she's actually got a stunning personality as well. I must say, Ruth, I have not actually thought, and I must actually do my new subscription, because I have about, like, I don't know how many different channels. And then so each channel that I subscribe to gets subscribed to about 3 times. And I know we had I had such a lovely time watching the channels when I was, because you have also an amazingly bubbly personality, and this, like, comes from deep into your laugh. So wonderful. But anyway, let's get back, Lynn, before I actually get out. But I look at these things. If you take a look behind me, that's what I spend a lot of my time looking at. Lunchtime. It's like, what is my diet? And I don't know what you think. Lynn, I think it's a DVD. Yes, how's it? In the process of ordering pizza. That's your diet. Yeah, DVD, by the way, does not touch vegetables.
He wouldn't like living in my household because that's all I eat.
He doesn't do veggies. So, but so what do you do in life? I mean, I think we spend so much of our time looking to look good. Why?
Because that's society's expectation. They expect you to look a certain way. I mean, we've been brainwashed by Hollywood into thinking, oh, well, you've got to be slim, trim, boobs sticking out like a foot in front of you and a butt out the back. And, it's how we've been brainwashed into thinking what the perfect body should be.
It's true. And I have myself since the end of last year. It took me a year, literally a year, guys, because I don't like to commit to something that I'm going to pull out. I procrastinate a bloody enough without having to do something that I know I'm going to procrastinate at. So it took me a year to fix up. Yeah, it's like smoking. Yeah, I smoke. And you know why I haven't smoked or I haven't stopped smoking yet? People are like, oh, take this pill and put this patch on and everything that until it's not going to work for you. Anything is So you know what? I've been to gym. I started around about November last year properly, and I got actually a nice chap who works with me that we go, and he sort of knows his dinglebats around there. He's like ex-military. Well, he is. He'd done about I think 5 or 6 tours. He's an American dude. He's done about 5 or 6 tours of Iraq or whatever, wherever they used to go in the Gulf War or whatever. And he's about my age as well, but he's like, whoa, powerful dude. And we go, and we don't do heavy stuff. We do heavy stuff, but we don't spend 3 hours in the gym, which is what I like. We do half an hour intense. I mean, I'm like leopard crawling out of there. Why? Because I've got to look. I've got to get rid of that base, just that base. But anyway, and right now, so I'm at gym there, and then Ina, my beautiful, wonderful wife, which I love so dearly. And she's been so kind to me this weekend as well. My weekend has been rather testy. I was a bit grumpy last week. I think, Lynne, I think even when you messaged me at one
Yeah.
stage, I was like, "Wah, blah, blah, blah," and I thought, oh, geez, I hope I haven't bitten anyone's head off. But anyway, and so now my dear wife has got this sachet stuff. It looks like green sludge into a glass that you now drink. Now, Henda, you thought it was bad to pee everything out. that that green sludge wakes you up at 6 a.m, and I'm telling you, you've got a head for the lube, and that bum gun works overtime for you. But yeah, this is now also to get into the right weight class, and it's not boxing I'm talking about either. So also dictated by, so we're going to gym. I could actually come home, just lounge on the, get a pizza delivered or something like that. Why? I always say you can put on your gravestone when you die. Yeah, his life, he lived his life. Oh, geez, what do I always say? He lived a H. Yeah, he lived a H life. H in H for hotel. If you come from the old army days, hotel. Hello, India, Foxtrot. No, hotel. H. He lived an H life, and that H is up to you. But you cannot have two H's. Trust me, and I believe that to this very day. You cannot have two H's. He lived a happy life or he lived a healthy life. But I don't believe that you can be happy and healthy, because you're going to live on these like little cucumbers and like tomatoes and carrots and anything that's not nice for you and costs twice as much as what normal food costs. That's what you're going to live on, if I'm correct. And then you're going to drink a shit ton of water.
That's true. 99% of diets tell you all this stuff. No fat, no milk, no fat, oil, fat, no sugar, no carbohydrates, no this, no that, no the other. And at the end of the day, you know what that does to you? It actually kills your immunity. So you kill all the good bugs in your body, you
Yeah.
allow all the bad bugs to thrive, and then you can't understand why you catch things at the age of 42. I caught chicken pox.
Yeah.
Okay, because no, sorry, 32. My sister was getting married and I had to lose weight. And I went onto this wellness diet. I have never been so sick in
Hero.
my life. I'm drinking Buddha cola.
I want that too, but you can't get it over here. You can only get no anyway.
It's got BC on the, trying to show you. It's
I
got
can see
BC on
that.
the
Yeah, I
glass.
know that
Yeah.
Brew Cola. I'm going to get a
Yeah.
whole lot when I go back. But anyway, you were saying?
So I got so sick by eliminating all these things from my diet, and it's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I mean, as you know, well aware, I'm diabetic, and last year was a hell of a challenge because I lost my job.
Yes.
And I have told you this. I was diagnosed with dry gangrene. Okay, this is where I'm coming from. It's from a health perspective. And I was told that I had dry gangrene. I went to Northdale Hospital, which is a government hospital. I sat in casualty for 6 hours the first time. I think 6 hours the second time. And then I sat waiting to see an surgical outpatients to see a surgeon for 4 hours. To be told they don't know what it is. Better I go to the podiatrist at Gray's Hospital, which is another government hospital. Okay, and go and see the podiatrist and see whether I'm actually getting blood flow to my feet and la la la. To cut a long story short, after spending 12 hours with two casualty doctors and 4 hours with a surgeon, I sat in the orthopedic person's chair, well, bed, like
I'm not
flat on
laughing
a
at you.
bed.
I'm looking at Endo. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And she took one look at my toes and she said to me, "But your letter says that you've got dry gangrene." She says, "You don't have dry gangrene. Those are blood blisters." So if you're diabetic and you get told that you have gangrene, that's a death sentence. Diabetes is a death sentence because you're going to have things amputated and removed and.
Yeah, that's the biggest
So
fear there.
yeah, so again, diet is a big thing with diabetics. You've got to have no sugar, no milk, no carbohydrates like rice, pasta, those things. So that's what I did. I went on a very, very limited diet. The only thing I ate was cucumber, lettuce, spinach, and cauliflower and broccoli.
Oh Lord, end me now. I couldn't do that.
Okay, so okay, so there was no pizza, there wasn't ribs, there wasn't all these lacquer things that we crave. Okay, and to cut a very long story short, from September last year until today, I've lost 55 kgs. That's not from no, thank you, but that's not from eliminating things that I like. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's not from starving myself and not having things that I like. Because as soon as you use the word diet, it's like, okay, well, you're on diet, so you're going to go without everything.
Yeah.
Okay, you can apply that to every aspect of your life, whether it's spiritual, whether it's a mental well-being, whether it's. But I'm focusing on health. So basically, I've forgotten about losing weight. That went straight out of my head. I didn't care about losing weight. I just wanted to be healthy and happy. Okay. And what I did was I'd like, okay, I have this thing. I'm not gonna, I love Cook Sisters and I love milk
I
tarts
miss them
and
so
I love
dearly.
fudge and I love all the things that a diabetic cannot have. So my solution is if I'm craving something, I have it. I don't go and buy a whole pack of Cook Sisters and a whole packet of fudge and eat a whole milk tart. I just have one piece of any of those. That gets rid of the craving. 99% of people think that, well, I can't have it, so I'm not going to have it. And then the cravings get so bad that you break the diet that you've gone on.
Mm.
So again, it's as you said earlier, it's all here. It's all here. It's getting this right. Whether it's in relation to diet, cigarettes, drinking, the things are numerous to mention. As they say, you cannot take a horse to water and make it drink.
Yeah. No, but it's as you said as well. You know what? The minute you want to give up something, when I say I will not eat cake anymore, oh geez, I can't get enough cake. When I say I think I'm going to quit smoking, I finish a carton in 2 days. It's just in case buddy.
That's a
No,
lot.
it's not going to work. I should do
That's a
Bible
lot.
reading this evening. I move away from books as far away from paper as possible. Everything's audio from now on, whatever. But I want to go back a little bit because I agree with something Hendo said. Pineapples on pizza need to be banned globally.
I
Hendo, I'm putting
disagree
you
with
up
that.
for
I
president.
disagree with that
I'm
sentiment.
putting you up for
I
president,
dis-
Hendo. I
I
agree.
disagree. I
Fruit
disagree.
was never meant to be cooked. It was meant to be eaten fresh. Where's
But
Arbot?
but
He said,
haven't you had
Arbot said,
pineapple and bacon together?
no, it's
Pineapple
terrible.
and
You don't
bacon,
put fruit
and
in
you put
cooking.
that on a pizza, and do you know how yummy that is?
And then
You know
and
how
then
yummy that is
Arbot
together.
says kiwi fruit on pizza. And just further down, we find that he's a retired chef. You should know better than to cook fruit like that. It's terrible.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
really?
no, but I draw the line at Evo being on everything. I can't eat Evo, but every Evo's got to be on a pizza. Sorry, no,
Not worried about
no.
Evo. Evo something else. But no, I agree. People don't listen to me. Do not put freaking pineapple on a pizza. It's not meant to be cooked. So I'm going to probably lose
Well,
viewers for
the
that.
comments are going very fast about pineapple on pizza. Cameron, I disagree with pizza going soggy because of uh, pizza. Pizza going soggy because of pineapple. I
It makes it
disagree
go
with that.
sour.
No, if it's cooked quickly enough, if it's cooked at the right temperature, it will not make anything soggy. It'll be perfect.
The main thing about pizza is you never eat it when you order it. You do, but I mean that's not when you actually enjoy it. You take the Coca-Cola that you have out of the fridge and you leave it without a cap on overnight, and you take the pizza that was hot and you put it in the fridge. The next morning's breakfast of kings is cold pizza, hot flat Coke. Can't beat that.
Oh, I can't take
Oh,
hot Coke. That's one thing.
Endo, you're going to be president.
No, Hendo, we agree on that. Avo shouldn't be anywhere near a pizza, never mind a salad. That's one thing I cannot eat is an Avo. I
And
can't eat an Avo.
DVD will also tell you that if you have a chicken pizza, don't wait for 2 days and then reheat the bloody thing. You get food poisoning from
Oh.
reheating chicken. Is that
But
not
not
so,
only
Devon?
that, then
And
it's
then you
soggy. Then it's
no,
soggy.
no, then he ends up at the clinic at 12 o'clock at night with a drip on him because he's got food poisoning because he heated up a 2-day-old chicken pizza. And
No,
that was what,
no.
2 or 3 weeks ago, D? So,
I'm
yeah.
loving the comments. I mean, Nia, Coca-Cola is toilet cleaner. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with it.
Endo, if you put a 2 little shots of the captain in it, it changes it totally.
Make it
But
palatable.
yeah, no, I don't do ever either. You see, all the reasonable people in life know that you don't cook fruit and you don't put ever in it. Pizza was meant for meat and cheese.
So, totally disagree with that statement because a pizza cannot only have tomato paste on it. I'm sorry, there's got to be some kind of vegetable. Yes, tomato paste is tomatoes, yeah. But come on, I mean, these Devonese pizzas that we get here taste like absolutely cuck. They've got no flavor, they've got no taste, they are dreadful, dreadful. Do you have steers in Cambodia, Andre?
No, we have a Carl's Jr.
Okay, well I don't know what that is, but
2 shots of the captain.
what I do to make a perfect pizza is I get monkey gland sauce. I'm a big favor of monkey gland sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or this steers, you get this burger relish, okay, which is a steer sauce. And what you do is you get a pizza base, bugger the tomato paste, and what you do is you hoy all of this onto the pizza base, and you spread it out, and you put the cheese and everything on top, and you just bang it in the oven. That has more flavor in it than all these other pizza places here in South Africa. Sorry. Oh, and that's another thing, Cameron. I'm sorry. Mushrooms, no, no.
Mushrooms, of
It
course.
was a mushroom, no,
Olives and
no.
mushroom, yes.
Dreadful
Anyway,
tasting things.
we have some great ones here, but we're absolutely dismounting our whole.
We are, we are.
That's
Because we're
okay.
getting so
It's
involved
okay.
in the
It's cool,
in
but
the
I must
chat.
say 2 shots of the captain. Yeah, there we go, Hendo. I agree. 2 shots of the captain make everything else go down except for fruit on a pizza. But what I'm taking a look at, why I actually got to this food
What
and
we're
this fruit
trying
and
to
everything
get to.
is the diet that society actually puts onto us, and the diets that we actually take a look at. And we keep on looking at this is how to look good. This is how to look acceptable. This is how you will be successful. This is how you will be benefiting in life. You will always be successful in no mushroom. Hendo, no, you're busy losing me there, buddy. Stick with me. Not no mushrooms. Stay with me, buddy. No. But anyway. But we look at these things, and as you said, it dictates in life. To be successful, you want to lose. To be accepted, to be, confidence. So many people build their confidence on looks. It's absolutely amazing. I take my hat off to the people, and I'm not saying anyone's ugly. Everyone's unique. Let's put it that way. Nobody's ugly. But what I'm saying is, you don't get, everybody's not a model, okay? And so I take my hat off to the people who are, I won't say scruffy, but who are basically they're not models, and they're not, we can't all be the Mona Lisa either, but who are confident and happy and content with who they are. Because you get people who are, I mean, we were looking, I was listening to not Bill Williams, what's the other guy, Tony Robbins. and he was talking about one guy saying he was like a millionaire or something like that. He'd like 0.02% fast ratio. I don't know how many cars, etc., etc. Very rich, successful, stunning model wife, etc. And he had him on stage. He said, "Do you see yourself as successful?" He said, "No." He says, "What do you mean?" He says, what would be success?" He says, "Well, I need to get like an extra million. I need these two cars. I need to lose point something percent body fat still, and all of this." And he didn't, you know what, as rich and as successful as what he didn't connotate as successful. And then in the audience, he says, "Well, who feels successful?" And there's this one guy going up and down the side of the wall, throwing his hands up all over the place. And he says, "Yes, sir." He says, "Do you feel successful?" He says, "Yes, I do." He says, "Well, why? Tell me." He says, "Every day be above ground is a successful day." It's how you look at it and how you're looking at things. And the same way, what are we looking at? Everyone tries to be a model, though. Yeah, I don't know. I missed my calling. These days, I go to someone and say, "Can I get into shape?" They say, "I'm sorry." He has a little card for go and get a. What do these therapists do? He has a card for therapy and go to church because there's no hope for you otherwise else. But eat in moderation, do some basic exercise like walking a few days a week. Yeah, you know what? Yes, it's good to be. Success is the subjective term. Yes, it is a subjective term, but it's good. I agree with what you're saying. You know what? Keep in a healthy, fun life. That's why I said it took me over a year, because I used to go to gym, and in my Technicon days, I used to do powerlifting, and I used to eventually get to picking up mean amounts of weights in the good old stad of Bloemfontein, and I used to be able to push mean weights. But that was over 3 hours a night every night. That's why my neck is the size it is and will never deflate. I'm trying to, but and then gym, and that became a thing of hours and hours every evening. And you got to spend an hour or two in the gym, and it's just like I could not get my head wrapped around that. Eventually, after a long time, when I got married, I was half the man I am today, because I used to run 21K marathons, and then I got married. My wife destroyed my life. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, we'll edit that out.
We know better. We know better, Ina. Don't worry. We know better.
But I agree. Everyone's definition of success is different. Hinder, and that's the point I'm actually wanting to get across here. I'm just talking too much at the moment. Is everyone's definition of success is different, and it should be different, because when as you look at a diet, and they say this will make you thinner, this will make you more acceptable, this will make you this will make you that. Our diet in life these days, you used to be able to open magazines and see diets. Remember, before the internet, it was like the huisgenoot, the articulate Wikipedia, general educational, notational encyclopedia of life dedicated to the woman of South Africa. Now, that thing you used to look in and find all your diet things in there. You now find other ads in there, how to stamina all night long. Anyway, but we're not going that side now. But these days, you go onto social media, and social media doesn't only tell you to lose weight, but it tells you, look how happy my life is. You know what? If you go, Facebook can be a depressing place to go, because you can sometimes feel so unsuccessful by going onto Facebook. So unsuccessful. Pumping iron Arnie style. I wish I looked like Arnie's younger brother was kept in the back room. But if we could just understand that people post their highest points sometimes on Facebook, and that's not their life. It's like I see, whoa, my buddy got a new BMW. I don't even own a 125cc scooter anymore. I am not. You go through there and you take a look at everyone's high point. My view this is what you get. My view for the next few weeks, or for the next 2 weeks. We're on holiday, and they've got the most stunning view in this flipping beautiful hotel and everything like that. And you're thinking, yeah, I live in a 1-bedroom place. Not now. I've actually got a nice place. I've had a nice place now since October, I think November. So thank you very much, Lord. I was blessed to be able to get a house eventually. But the thing is, Facebook can bring you so down in media, Instagram, Facebook, because success is placed on Facebook, and you think, I don't have that car. I'm not having that holiday. Wow, I'm not having that barbecue or braai with all my friends. Wow, my child hasn't just achieved 500 gold medals in Olympics. Wow, my wife hasn't done that. We haven't achieved this. Wow, look at the new, and you like, oh, I'm such a failure in life. It's really, we sometimes read the diet and the menu so badly. And I want to go back to what Hendo said a little bit earlier on. It's a subjective term, but everyone's definition of success is different. And we need to learn to keep it that way, because I sometimes want to beat myself down, going, oh, you're not as good as that. You don't have that. You don't. But you know what I have? I have probably less stress than a lot of people, or what I would have had where I was. And I by no means am suggesting anybody leave South Africa or anything to that effect. I do not. I did because it was my best option. I love the way you call this fascist book. Yes, I agree with you. Um, and I just, I feel these other things that add to my success. And if I don't see them, you keep on looking. It's like diets that you look at. You know what? I might not be the thinnest, most modellest person, but I might have a great personality. I might be a really good friend. I might have a good ear. I might. Yeah, there's. We always have things. We have different gifts, and once again, going back to what Henda said, it's all different. Everyone has a different perspective, but we seem to shop our diet like we used to in the huisgenots and everything like that. And even online still, you see the most beautiful woman, the most stunning guys, and they've got like washboard abs, and they're like, this little machine will give you these abs. No, no, that machine will not give you those abs. 12 hours in the gym all day long will give you those abs when you have nothing else to do but market your body. But we don't. We work, but we're happy. And if only we can make a peace with being happy with who we are, and not try and follow all these diets. I agree 100% again what Hendo said. Try and live at least a balanced life. And that's why I said I was happy to go back to gym, because I wasn't going to spend 2 3 hours. And I see people spending 2 hours in the gym, but they do also 20 minutes of exercise. The rest is looking in the mirror, flexing a bit, standing, wheezing away, chatting, everything, and then getting back onto one, instead of like wham, 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 done. And then you go home. I'm home at by 6 in the evenings. We don't try and cook our own food, but as I've said, I don't know if it's the same with you. Anything healthy seems to cost twice to three times the amount that
It
a that,
is very
that
much
a
so.
that a non-healthy. You know what? If you need to like make the salad this evening, your salad is going to cost you $150. But if you make a toasted sandwich, it's going to cost you $20. So
Or if you have a piece of land or you have a property, you can grow your own vegetables. You can become self-sustaining, even if you live in a flat.
Mel,
Uh,
I want to concur with you. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, Lynn, but I agree. Mel says, you are looking so good. And I said to you when you came on this afternoon, you're looking beautiful. Thank you. Sorry, carry on.
glowing. No, I'm glowing. No, again, it's getting your head, it's getting your mindset right. And if you are facing challenges like I have, if you surround yourself with people who are positive, who are loving, who are supportive, they will see you through some very, very dark moments in your life.
Mm,
And one of the things that I have done, and I still do, is I breed earthworms, and I do self sustainability using the byproducts from earthworms and a product called Bokashi, which, funny enough, was made in Japan.
hmm
um, Two recycling systems. And by using the products from these two recycling systems, you can generate your own vegetable garden in your garden, or if you're in a flat, in potting plants or potters or whatever you want to call them, by using all these things. And, yes, I mean, I nearly died the other day. I went to the shop with my mother and
mm.
I looked at the price of a cucumber. 20 Rand for a cucumber. 20 Rand for a cucumber. A pocket of potatoes costs over 100 rand. A pocket
It's
of onions
ridiculous.
costs over 100 rand. But the
Mm,
basics, the flour, the mealie meal, the oil, that these are essential requirements for people just to live here. I mean, everybody lives on a very heavy carbohydrate diet here in Africa because that's
Hmm.
what is available. Um, and it's not healthy, it's not balanced, as you said earlier. And that's why I encourage everybody to look at becoming self-sustaining and growing your own little green pepper plant or your own little cherry tomato plants. Because, but just by generating that, you feel good about yourself. You've done something to create something,
If
and
you're an
that's what I
avid
think.
gardener.
If no, but you don't even have to be an avid gardener. I can tell you these products work. I've
Hmm.
got pictures. I can send you multiple millions of pictures of how a normal spinach plant, okay, fully grown, the leaf itself was is like that without using a ruler, right?
Hmm.
Using the kashi and the worm products can be double, triple in size. So instead of having multi million pieces of spinach to make a spinach quiche or spinach gravy or whatever, you only need to use a couple of leaves. And
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
don't use, you can feed to your earthworms, and it just keeps on. It's keeps on
Re,
coming back.
a cycle of
Yeah,
life type of thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, I can't be diabetic in the current climate in South Africa. I can't.
But that's anyway,
I can't. But
even
but
yeah, where
but
we are.
but the reality is, with petrol and everything going up in price, I
Mm.
mean, I can't believe it how things change in price from one week to the next.
It's pretty volatile at the moment.
It is, it is. But
But
I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm saying be self-sustaining. Look at ways of generating your own veggies so that you don't have to go to a shop and spend hundreds of rands on things that you're going to throw away anyway because they come in bulk. They don't come in small quantities.
I want to mention something on that. I actually just want to crack a few of the. I've never had comments to crack so much before. If you have a good, I just wanted
Right.
to put something so it's like, oh, good lord, we have comments. I don't know how to work with this. But when they said
It's overwhelming, yeah.
if you if you have good health, a roof over your head, and a happy family, you're successful, unlike a billion other people. And I agree. We were talking about Facebook only showing, the diet of the good moment. But I mean, and I actually want to go back to that before I go, and I don't want to drop off your self-sustaining thing. I'm gonna, because the comments do go on to that. But I had a friend, and she had a beautiful life and everything like that. They had a house. They lived in Cape Town in a beautiful house. They had a house by the sea to get away for a weekend house, etc., etc. They really seemed to have this wonderful, successful life. And next thing, she was divorced. Um, and well, you just never know how unhappy somebody is at home and how you're being treated and what's happening. But when you look at the Facebook page, everything was successful and happy and things to that effect. So yeah, it's it is misleading at times. You know what? The person who's just got the new car has probably worked their ass off. I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. So if you do get something, it's not that you don't deserve it, but it's a high point in your life that you're putting on there. So don't read it like that. Once again, it's all over here. What diet are you putting? Are you putting other people's successes to measure yourself by? Are you measuring it with your own contentment? And I've probably so often got to turn around to myself and go, Andre, is your life not good? Because I'm like, oh, life is. Why is life? Because somebody else's life looked good, or because yours? And mine's really, really good. Whereas someone complains on Facebook, they get blocked. Yeah, Cameron, I can flex my chibi rolls. I wonder if I can roll mine. Anyway, no, I'm not going to go there. Mel, you know what? That is probably one of the best diets you can go on, is what Mel's put. If you surround yourself with people who are always honest and no BS, you will get the positive energy you need. When you doubt yourself and love yourself, you're perfect as you are. And this is, once again, it's my whole story. I've been preaching this for a good couple of months now, and I've not wanted people to throw their friends away. But what I've always said is, what's around you, what is around you, you will get. Uh, what did Hendo say?
Can I
Yeah.
just do a shout out to Mel?
Yes, please.
She's been one of my mainstays since my gangrene issue in September last year. And she has got me through some really, really bad times. And I'm just so, so grateful
You got
for everybody here that's been a part of my life.
I just like find you guys are all so great. I was like, oh, look at these snobs. And next thing, ooh, they're not so snobby. No, I'm kidding. What did Hendo say? More people need to grow their own food. Community. Now, this is where you were going down the little garden path. Community gardens, especially with sharp rising prices over the next 2 years prepping. Now, this is what I wanted to mention because you said it is really inexpensive and it actually works on a rotating ways. What you were saying,
Yes.
then to be able
Yes.
to just put that little bit in and get that little bit out. Now, what I did
Yes.
want to say, and I was genuinely serious when I said, depends on if you're an avid. I hate gardening. I live in a place that has a bit of a yard because that's what my wife likes. If I had a 2-bedroom apartment, I'd be happy with a nice balcony that I can have coffee in the mornings. But the dogs and the wife demand differently. So we are. Anyway, so I don't garden. But I want to take a look at what Hendo's put, Jerry, is there's community gardens and things. And what we do is we end up in Phnom Penh. We don't buy our vegetables from the supermarket because and that we actually have a friend. Well, it's actually DVD's girlfriend, and her mom and them have a stall at the market and that as well. And so we actually get all our vegetables fresh from the market. So what I do agree is find your community market, find the people who
Yes.
are putting that in and not putting all the poisons and that into it and support them because these guys are also let's just say next year's prepping, sharp rise in prices. Yeah. These guys are also being hit so hard by economical times, as you said, and it's all over the world, by the way. It's not only South Africa. Our fuel doubled from 5,000, I think 2,000 real to 5,600 real. So it's about $1.50. But still, if you just take $1.50, $1 about 15 rand. So if you want to put it up into rands, put it up there. But it's not as bad as they say. But still, everything is being affected. Hopefully, we open up a bit more. Night before last night, 2 nights, I think it was Thursday night, the Prime Minister has actually announced that you don't need a PCR test to come into to fly into Cambodia anymore. So, wow. Boom, kudos to them. But what I'm trying to say is support local. Yes, support your chap.
Support local.
You're going to get a bit of a better pricing because it's not going through refrigerated trucks, storage houses, harvesters, and everything. He's not going to maybe have that much. So find somebody close by to you. When you go to round the corner to buy your cigarettes from that little shoppy over there, because you don't buy your cigarettes. I know you guys in South Africa don't buy your cigarettes from the supermarket anymore. You go to the little corner house over there and you open the guy's bedroom window and he sells it to you through there. Then you go to the next bedroom window and you buy your greens from there. But yeah.
But can I just say something? During the riots and the looting last year in July, what was so wonderful was to see the community coming together and bringing in milk and bringing veggies and bringing the basics for everybody to get because nobody was able to travel. I mean, it was just awesome to see how communities can pull together, and that's what needs to be encouraged globally. Is that as a community, as you know, I live in KZN in the Midlands, and where I live, we have one of the loveliest areas in the whole of the world, and things grow really, really well here. The only thing is with milk, it goes off very quickly if there's no refrigeration or. But that's what was so brilliant. I mean, they actually went and sat outside retirement villages with bowsers so that people could decant their milk as much as they needed, and it was done on a weekly basis. So I agree with you. It's got to be local. It's got to be support local. Go to your craft markets, support markets, because informal markets, not these very rich looty-doo markets. I'm talking about your basic market where you can get the basics, because they are the ones that are putting all the effort in and not getting very much out. So it's very important that you support local.
Yeah, because there's what Cameron was saying. These expensive food prices are the side effects of the looting that happened last year. It's from a lot of things. The looting
It's not just
happened,
the looting.
the fuel prices that happened, the oil price that's going up, the absolute management by the AN Nazis that run the country, and that quick loot, but they don't think, and looting's carrying on. I mean, every now and again you see a truck and somebody's throwing stuff off there, etc., etc. What else did you say there? You were speaking to a friend last night for over 2 hours that was helping to get some of the shops running again. What I enjoyed is also Hendo in Germany. This is a great idea. In Germany, they have community family gardens because of the Great Depression, World War II. Now, in Cambodia as well, we have markets, and you can buy anything. You can go and buy your toothpaste at the market because it's like a market area. And I've just been avoiding going into the markets because it's very crushed and closed and everything like that. So with Miss Rona around you, you're not paranoid, but you're also careful. So,
And it's not safe, as you said
but
previously.
you can go in and get anything over there, and you can get. I mean, if you go into the fish side, jeez, it smells. Then you go around to the flower side, much better. But you can get anything you want. You can buy your washing powder there, the whole toots. If you really want to save money, go to the markets over here. The markets are also created for having your fresh produce, for having your little stall. So you can't afford to have the shop and all this, etc.
Overhead.
And you go there and you save money. Preferably go there with a local person, let the local person buy for you, because when they see you foreigner, barang, that's what they call it, barang. It goes up. I had a cover put on my watch. I needed a non-scratch or screen protector for my one watch, and I went and I had it done and like $5. Yes. Anyway, eventually I said, I asked the Divan and Sapir, don't you just want to take my watch the next time for a cover? Yeah, sure. Come back. How much? $1. So it just shows you the difference between local and but yeah. Speaking to my friend last night too, I was helping on the shop. Yeah, Cameron, it says he was a nightmare. They worked until 2 a.m. Mel, we need to start the kibbutz way of life. You know what? It's not a bad idea. It's really, you don't have to change your country into the kibbutz, but you can have farms and areas and that of sharing knowledge and sharing. It's really, I mean, it's
even if you barter, right? You barter milk for veggies or cheese or what the bartering system is also a very good idea.
I don't know. I've lost something. Yeah. Yes, yes, Mel. Yeah, he agrees with Mel. And only corrupt politicians don't deserve their perks. Yeah, I agree with you there. Surround quality people. Yeah, surrounding yourself with people once again. And this is what I actually wanted to push with this site. And I've gone 30 minutes over the hour already. I'm very sorry. I'm going to push to an hour and a half. But is surrounding yourself with the right people gives you the right mental diet. Because I think before we can do anything around us, I think there's so much we've got to do up here. Acceptance, contentment. I don't want to say complacency, because complacency is more of just accepting what should not be accepted is what I see complacency as. But yeah, and if you get the right people around you, you have, I mean, I know people that are really cool and nice to be, and we can hit pubs all the time, but they're absolutely the wrong influence and just don't put anything good into your life. And we can feel it when we've been around those people. I mean, I have people that DVD can tell you. We have people at school that we can be around, and oh man, you feel like you feel like the world is not worth living in anymore because there's been so much complaints. And then you can get around somebody else who's like, yes, and it's like, wow, this is great. So yes, surrounding yourself with the quality people. What have we got there, Hendo? It's global economic impact. What's DVD saying? I don't take any if her profit because veggies are a no-go. DVD is terrible when it comes to veggies. I don't know. He does not do anything. When we have cheese and tomato bribery keys, because believe it or not, we do bribery keys here. Yes. And we do bribery keys. We've got to, that when you cut the corner off this person is full of shit, the mark, or this person is full of nonsense. Sorry. mark. You know that little sandwich, and then the corners cut off. You know that's the full of nonsense person. That's DVD's bread because it's not allowed to have tomato or anything like that. It's just have cheese on it. Yeah. Local is lekker, yeah, and go for it. Siggy's, smokelaars, yeah, smokelaars. Yes, that's one thing I do enjoy. Yeah, they always say to me, "What?"
It's like I mean, this morning you were talking about Facebook. Here in where I live, the DA has now come into running the municipality. And look, let me be clear. Facebook is a brilliant marketing tool. It's brilliant. Okay. But when it comes to negativity, it's right up there, as you said. And this guy posted a question saying, oh, well, there's this big pothole. Sorry, Mo, it's a bad subject. There's a big pothole on the way into town. Is it a municipal road or is it a provincial road? But you must see all the comments that came on after that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I posted on there, I said, okay, let's take a deep breath and use our common sense. It is a provincial road. So I suggest you get a tree, put it in the hole, wrap it with hazard tape, and put reflective things around it so that you can see, so people who don't live in the town know that there's a hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Failing that, why don't you send a very polite letter to the mayor asking for him to sort this problem out? I'm tired of these people sitting on fences. I'm tired of people complaining and doing nothing. And again, I'm of the mindset, if I can do something positive, I do it. I don't question it. If I can see I can make a difference, I get up and I make a difference. And this is what we all have to do with ourselves. Look at the situation you're in, get the right kind of people around you, and realize that everybody is going through their own misery and their own challenges in life. Don't judge, help.
Yeah,
I'm
there's.
sorry. It's one of my big
Agree.
passions. Sorry,
No, I
but
agree with
again,
you 100.
you've got to surround yourself with like-minded people who have the same values, morals, and strength of character that you have. I'm so tired of all these people complaining bitterly about this is wrong and that's wrong. But come on, this is being. I'm going to be blunt. This is being a Rhodesian. Get up and do something about it. Don't sit there and complain. Get up and do something.
No, I agree. And as I said, I've been preaching and I will continue preaching. And it is a difficult thing to do in your life because it's like, oh, but that's a popular place to be. But it's such a uncomfortable, negative place to be when you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Put yourself in the right group of people. Sometimes it's like, oh, but these guys in the back of the pub are such a nice riot to be with. But you come back feeling so, ugh. And then you actually find that somebody who actually cares is somebody that you've been writing off. Be careful who you're writing off in life and who you're keeping. It's once again your lifestyle or your life diet. What are you keeping in your diet? Like we said, you know what? You don't have to overdo it. No one's got to ram anything down. But how are you keeping your diet? What are you eating? Keep it nice. So you know what? Have something nice if you want to, but keep a little healthy exercise. But keep a healthy stream of people. Keep a healthy frame of mind. Do what you can do. As you said, get off your butt and do something. That is why I'm going to sound like Ronaldo now, but it's freaking important to vote, damn it. Because if you want to be able to open your mouth, you must at least have, what will Ronaldo always say? Skin in the game. Anyway, at least have a thing in there. But I'm going back and voting time to South Africa. And I'm going to vote ANC because the more that rand sees its ass, the better the dollar goes when I go there. Sorry. I'm joking. I won't do that, guys. But so, yes, I agree with you. You know what? Don't try and save the world, though. See where you can make the difference. And I'll go back to a thing that I spoke about a lady. I just want to take a look at the comments again. I've never had to look at comments as much before because I've never had more than 3 comments. Local snackers, Siggies and smokes. Yeah, smokes here are pretty cheap. We pay like $1.50 for a decent smoke. And I'm talking about Marlboros and things like that. It's $1.50.
Bring cigarettes with you. Get some rand. Don't get caught at the airport.
It's that easy. Check what I've got here. I have 4 different brands here.
Yeah.
Just, um, I $1.50. What's a dollar? Is 15 plus 7, so about 22 rand if you're looking at it for decent
Mm.
packets. So you can get the cheaper ones at 50 cents, which is 7 rand for a pack. But the thing is, my poor mom always says, "So have you given up smoking?" I said, "Mom, it is so cheap. Yeah, you get, yeah, you don't smoke, you start." And she's like really, really wet by that. What's Cameron got? Yeah, supporting the local next to the next level. We avoid the supermarkets, but from our friends. But we do make friends. Yeah, you make friends. You support each other. I think Mellors, Hendo's uh, uh, laid onto it. Mellors laid onto it. Buzzy, Lynne, you've laid onto it. Once again, the people surrounding you support each other. You might not be able to always give. Nobody's a millionaire in these groups, but there's
Yeah.
always something that is helpful to others. You know, there's small amounts. Ants are probably the most productive. I was sadly drawn so low in my days the other day that I watched a thing on ants. How boring can how
Ants
pathetic can
aren't
you get?
boring.
And
All right,
anyway, they
ants
are
aren't boring.
one of
Ants
the
aren't
only
boring, Andre.
self-sufficient. They don't use help from anything because as small as what they are, they do everything from building a bridge across to get up to. But they just never stop, and they solve everything. What's Endo got to say? Yeah, good soil, Berlin makes gardening easier. You doing soil, Lynn?
Well, the earthworms produce. They call it vermicast. It's worm poo in very simple layman's terms, and they also produce wormweed. So the liquid fertilizer and the compost from earthworms you can use to put into soil in your garden to make it fertile and grow things expeditiously. I mean, it's amazing stuff. Best thing ever.
Do you actually uh, sell that, or are you
Yes,
just
I
doing it?
sell, I
Oh,
sell, I sell. Okay, so I breed earthworms. I sell DIY domestic systems. When it comes, kitchen, hotel, agricultural, it's obviously on a bigger scale.
hmm
I do consult. I do. I mean, I must have sold over 200,000 kgs of earthworms in the last 18 years. So yes,
wow.
earthworms are here in South Africa. They've become a very long way, um, but it's expensive. It's not. It's time consuming. It's not. Quick, 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 quick. Um, you've got to you've got to look after them. Temperatures play a huge role in how they work. They go dormant if it's very cold or if it's very hot. So
hmm
you don't have to be a rocket scientist, but you've got to know how to look after them, and that's what I do. I teach people how to look after these systems and keep them working optimally so that they do get the results they want.
Well, there you go. If you want some dirt on from somebody, not on somebody, Lynn.
It's sticky. It's very sticky. You don't want to throw it at anybody.
And
It's very
what are
hard
we
to get
looking?
off.
I'm looking at gardening soil. Henda, you said like the fish side, you will need masks, your masks.
No, you don't need a mask. You need clothes pegs. You
Let
need
me tell
clothes
you,
pegs.
you don't know what fish smell is. Here in Cambodia, they make it's like a stock. Like the I don't know what do you call you guys get like Bista Maggie stocks or something.
Yeah,
Those
but
wonderful
it's a
things that we
fish
don't
stock.
have here. They have fish. Now the fish is dried just on the side of the street or the pavement or something like that, wherever anyone's walking past and that. Till it, and that's the bone, so that the bone can be sort of crushed into a paste. Now that paste is like sort of like made into like a fish paste type of thing, that dried fish bone or whatever. But that's not the end yet. Then it gets put into a cooler like a DVD. You'll have to correct me, yeah, for a year or two, but I think it's at least a year. And after a year's fermenting, then it's taken out and used as stock in food. Ooh, you want to see someone get naris when the neighbor starts cooking with that stock brew. It's a mask will not help you. You will
Well,
swear it's COVID in the house. Why are you wearing in the nah? The neighbor's cooking food again. No, that's
the
just.
closest I got to a fish market in Zim
Mm,
was they used to do uh, they used to fish capenta. You know what capenta are?
what?
They're tiny little silver fish in Kariba.
That's
But
anchovies. You
then,
put it on a pizza.
no, it's not
Sorry,
anchovies,
Hendo.
it's kippy. It's different. But anyway, that's the closest I came to a fish market smell. I've been
No,
I've
we've.
been watching I've been watching a lot of Thai food as well online, and I mean the stuff that they actually use, as you say, is like yonks. It's old. It's like seriously.
I don't know what we
Yo,
could ask Arbot because he said he's like
yeah,
Thai chef. He can do
he's a
Thai, he
qualified
can do
chef.
everything, and yeah, he can do all of that type of
You
stuff.
must, Cameron, Andre, you must see his posts on Ronaldo's WhatsApp group. The
yeah,
pictures he sends of his fries and the food that he makes, and he uses a braai. I mean, it's simple,
wow,
straightforward stuff, but it looks so yummy.
wow. I would love to. So when are we visit? We are visiting in South Africa to. Arbot, I don't know. There's people in different countries over here. So, are you South African or are you in South
He's,
Africa?
he, he's South African.
Okay.
He's South
Yeah,
African.
oh, I'm South African too. I just don't live
No,
there at
but
the
you live, you're an expat. He's in still here.
moment. Yeah. So what's in there? Cameron says, whenever I'm at a braai, I make sure I don't touch the broikie with a corner cut off. Mine sometimes has the corner cut off because I want garlic added to my braai broikie. I would love that. That's a brilliant idea. No, DVD, as he says there, the roast of DVD always has to have his corner because that's the problematic child's, what's the name? He's can't have tomato or veg or anything concerning that over there. But yeah, garlic, I agree, would be really, really good. Uh,
So
and
what
then
you
we've
do
got,
when you make it, what you do is you cut a slice in the bread. You cut a piece, you just cut it as if you're cutting the bread. And what you do is you put crushed garlic in it, and what it does is
mm.
it actually seeps into the actual
I think that must be amazing.
best thing ever. Garlic is the best thing ever. Very good for you.
Love it. So that's why I'm so healthy. I was supposed to die at 50. I'm quite disappointed in myself living on borrowed time like this. But yeah.
Rubbish.
So yeah, Hendo says a lot of moaners but little action. Yeah, I'm talking about little action. Now I'm actually off the pace, but I'm just loving the comments and the interaction and everything like that. Yeah, and the thing is, and I did mention it on one of the streams, and I don't know if everybody was here, so I might be talking again and over and over. There's two things that I want to mention. The one with the starfish that I talk about, and I think I've mentioned it a million times. You couldn't have not heard it, but the little girl when there was a big red tide and thousands of starfish washed onto the beach, and she took them and she started throwing them back in, and the old man turned around. He was sitting on the bench and he says, little girl, he says, don't do that anymore. It's not going to make a difference. And she picked up a starfish and she threw it back into the sea, and she looked at him and she says, made a difference to that one, didn't it? So yes, you know what, making a lot of moaners but little action, and people sitting going, what can I do? And I'll tell you that a South African lady, and I read it somewhere. I'm not too sure where, but it's a South African lady who said, "You know what? I need to help." And you talk about Ukraine. What can I do? I can't do anything. We're not allowed to go and fight there. The government's not there. Blah blah blah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's go and protest. Okay, wonderful. What have you done with a protest? All you did is got sprayed by water or something like that. But what she did is she found an Airbnb in the Ukraine that was not affiliated to a big company or something like that, just a normal little Airbnb. And she got hold of the chap, I think to the like email or something to that effect. And she booked, I don't know how many days, she booked the accommodation in the Ukraine. And like, lady, are you freaking mad? Why do you want to go visit these people? They don't need your support. But here's what she did. She booked it and paid it and then sent up a note to the guy and saying, listen, I've booked this and I've paid this, but I will not be coming. That is to help you people. And he actually answered her back and said, you know what, you will not believe how we are trying to help out people who are homeless, accommodationless, etc., etc. We obviously have no tourists or tourism or whatever that helped. And so all she did was book and pay for a few days in an Airbnb that was on a singular person. And that was her way of helping. Now, for me, that makes more sense of just, you know what, it's throwing a little starfish in. It's not saved Ukraine, but it's made a little difference.
Difference. Yeah.
And that's why I agree, Hendo, actions speak louder than words. I like Arbot's one. If you don't like well, if I have a saying, if you don't like my food, KFC is open 24 hours. Henda's like, avoid KFC, Nando's. Yeah, Nando's adds a
Nando's is too expensive, Hendo, and it's too hot. It's
uh,
it's
well,
too cheeser.
Cameron says above my pay grade as well. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, very
Or
much above mine.
closest Nando's 50 kilometers away, or about, whoa. So our goal in life is to become like an ant, become self-sufficient. Yeah, I think become content with what you do. You're so often discontented, people, with what you do because, and that's why I say Facebook. I am on Facebook because I like to sometimes see what my friends or family are up to. A wedding or a birthday or something like that. And occasionally, very occasionally, I like to post something that I've done. Although I'm so cautious about it these days because you are trolled on Facebook these days. It's like, whoa, look what you've done. Whoa. It's like Judge Judy's court if you want to put something on Facebook. But yeah, but so use it in the right mentality, I think, is not to read it as a recipe for life. Don't go on a Facebook diet and set your standards on there. As we've been talking about, there's self-sufficiency. There is mindset that you can just become content. I mean, happiness, Henda mentioned it earlier, happiness, healthy, and food on the table is more than what a lot of people in the country, never mind the world, yes, in the world as well. I've looked, I was watching, I do online gaming. That's why I look like I got a freaking hangover. I went to sleep after 3 this morning. And when Buzzy sent, when can I log in? And it was at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I went, I just woke up now because I woke up at 6 again. And I found that Lost Ark was a really good game to play. And I was downloading at 6. I played until 10. I couldn't anymore. But yeah, apart from that is, I just lost what I was saying.
Please just tell everybody you are 5 hours behind South Africa. So
No, ahead.
2 o'clock here is
It's
7 o'clock there.
Yeah, at the moment I'm speaking, it's 25 to 9.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get onto Ronaldo and Chris's streams live all the time. Sometimes my mind's working overtime and I'll be with Ronaldo moving to, I think, 7 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock at night here. And sometimes I catch the beginning or something to that effect. But I am like, yeah, I'm ahead of you guys, Brew. How's that for success? Anyway. Yeah, and we're both exiles. I think you just exiled in a first world country, and I'm exiled in a third world country, which means I pay less for life than what you do over here. Sorry. Yeah. What Endo, Northern Transvaal? Geez, when last did I hear those words? Isn't it Limpopo or something like that now? Well, you know what? I moved back to Nelspruit when my business went sort of belly up, and that's because of marketing situations. I had a training business, and the biggest company that I had, a whole long story on its own. I didn't do the marketing. Biggest company that did retainer with me pulled out. They went down, and I had to find a job again, and I had to then move to Nelspruit. And I'm trying to find the weather for Nelspruit, bro. Nelspruit just doesn't exist anymore. I'm like, it's the capital of the Eastern Transvaal, the what's the Mpumalanga, and I can't find this flipping. You know, a couple of months later, it's like, guys, dude, it's Mbombela. I don't want to say what I said because then I'd have to curse on you, but ooh, me, that was really like wonderful thing, but
wait until you're looking for load shedding. And you don't know the municipal names of where you live. It's a nightmare.
No, but yeah, as I say, Facebook, yes, Cameron, I do try and keep on there, but it's actually hectic because you do see things and you've got to be careful about going, wow, look how good life is going there. I am not a success. And I do feel when I actually sit back and I go, you are not unsuccessful. I came here as a teacher. My wife's still a teacher. Then I became primary principal at a school. Now I'm secondary principal. And I'm back into the stressful life of being a manager that I was. No, it's not as stressful as that. But you know what? I have actually jumped a little bit of career. Why don't I have a car? Because the roads aren't cut out for cars. Niels from Motley Mix, Nielsen and Lundy, congratulations to them. They got back from just being married. I think I said it last week as well. They went to South Africa, got married, and we saw them. No, they only came back this Thursday. So sorry. Congratulations to Niels and Ilandi from the Motley Mix. They got married in South Africa
Congrats.
over the last 2 weeks. Niels's demise was wept over by the rest of us. And I'm kidding. They are very happy, and we're very happy that they're back. But I said to Niels, I said, what did you miss the most about, that you went back to South Africa? What did you embrace with open arms? And he said, like, driving. And, it is nice to take a drive. I don't know if you can drive more than out of your driveway and back in again with the fuel prices these days. But driving, you can't really just get into your car and take a nice drive, because you got like people coming up the wrong way of the road here and everything. I've really got to do some more videos for you guys of what happens here.
Yes.
And I want to actually do a bum gun demonstration and things like that. So yeah, there's one thing there.
But please, the tuk thing, you've got to give us a good description of you and Ina getting in a tuk. Because to me, they look tiny, and I look at myself and think, oh, well, I couldn't do it. And then I'm going to have to sit in the middle, otherwise the thing's going to like overbalance.
I do that when I get home from when I catch a tuk-tuk back home from gym every evening. Then I get in and I shift in the middle. I say, okay, bong, which means brother, and they address you like that, bong, bong. So I say, okay, bong. I sit in middle and balance, because I know the one day Ina and I got into this tuk-tuk, and he looked around and he went, move left, right back wheel flat. So we're like sitting on the left-hand side. Oh, no. Geez.
Can you imagine tuk-tuks in South Africa? I'm sorry, they were a thing in Durban, at the Durban beachfront, but I just can't see them working.
Yeah, no. So we'll go through that point in life. But what have I got there? Gamers never sleep. Yeah, DVD. That's the one person I can always WhatsApp in the middle of the night. I'm sitting at 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm gaming. And you know what? I've made peace with it. Sometimes you've got to make peace with things. Let's get back onto diet of life again. Sometimes you've got to make peace with what you are, who you are, and what's nice for you. I oh, you know what? I should be intellectually reading something. These friends of mine, so friends are like intellectuals. They sit and they read and they look at this, and this guy's watching documentaries, and this guy's a gardener, and this guy does this hobby. And I freaking like online gaming and doing games and things like that. And then I start there and feel so guilty. I'm doing an unintellectual thing over here. It's really not good for my IQ. And
but you do intellectual stuff every day of the week. Be kind to yourself.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but be kind to yourself, because you are doing something constructive and effective with children, and you're allowed to have some time out to go and play a computer game. Come, let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
If I could give you a general idea of my screen, let me switch over to there, so that if I can share, you will absolutely think you're looking at a teenager's screen. Yeah, we'll share my screen there for you quickly. Yeah, you want to see it, buddy. Oh, we'll have to take us out of there so you can see it there. Wow. There is your game. World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, Age of Empires, Banished, Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Star Wars The Old Republic, Titan Quest, Cyberpunk, Pillars of Eternity, and my latest edition at 3 o'clock this morning, which I woke up at 6 to play again, Lost Ark. So,
So you're going to have a couple of people happy here. Cameron's a gamer. He loves computer games. And I do know that there are a lot of folk on Ronaldo Street who are big gamers.
DVD is a huge, I think, Modern Warfare player. He's really good. If you actually take a look at his streams, sometime DVD, but gooi your stream in there or something like that sometime. Armor 3, no, I have not played Armor 3. Local time, 1:35 p.m. local time. Wow, you still got a half a day Sunday left. And if I'm not mistaken, you South Africans have got a public holiday tomorrow. It's your right day tomorrow. Yes. It's my left day, so I've got to go to work. Arbot is a volley. See, that's what you're doing about Northern Volley. Yeah. Gauteng. No, load shedding. Yes, I'm looking at the thing. Yes, driving around the block is expensive. Those donkey rides is a cheaper option. And Mel says, when you say tuk-tuk, I see short stuff in India. Exactly. That's exactly the thing you drive around in, except you're not as confident as Indiana Jones in the back. You're actually, you're a little bit more scared. Yeah,
Holding
when you see
on.
that. Brilliant. That's the same thing. And that's what we ride around with. I go to work with one of those every single day of my life. That is transport, yeah. You don't, I mean, I used to ride dirty great motorcycles, and if I actually get maybe one day I'll actually do a show with just the photographs of what we did in South Africa. We drove all over the country. I used to love going to motorcycle rallies and things like that, and my wife was on the back, but then we had like 1100s and things like that, motorcycles that we rode with. I had my Blackbird was one of my best, and then the V-Stroms. I had two V-Stroms after that. Cameron, enjoy your games too. I have two so that I can relax. Yeah, gaming does relax. And actually, somewhere I read, now I'm going off my subject again. So, whatever you think, this is Life's Diet. But somewhere I read that it is almost, you know what, if you cannot, what's when you do meditate, yeah. Then gaming is a good thing because meditating won't still your brain, but gaming actually just takes you away from everything. It's a form of meditation as well. So, it's really, really good. So, guys, if you haven't gamed, we can actually do some reviews on games and that. I'd like to take a good look at some movies that I've done, but I'm not going to put it in now because then we're just going to start talking a lot about everything. No time. No love for Dr. Jones. I love Indiana Jones. Orbot. It is legendary. Indiana Jones. You have to. It's right up there with the old James Bonds. Although I'm talking movies again, Kingsman and stuff like that. Let's not go there.
But
Because
can I just say something to you? Do you remember I said to you, yeah, we're going to have a long live stream like Chris has. Do you remember?
This is terrible. I'm on 1 hour 40 minutes already. Yeah, I suppose I've got to end this, guys. You can actually get to
No,
somebody else.
but don't end. I mean, I'm just saying you interacting with people, and that's what's so brilliant about getting people to come onto your channel because you are so interesting and you have a different perspective to what we actually have in South Africa. And this is what's so brilliant about you,
This is
Andre.
no, but this is a
You
nice
know?
thing. It's not the show at the moment hasn't been run by me. It has been run by the wonderful people that have joined me. Mel, I think I got to surrounding ourselves today with the right people on the show, and thanks to all of you guys. I mean, it gets us something. I mean, where's Cameron looking at Age of Empires? You can play forever. Yeah, they kicked my ass because I just try and build things all the time. World of Warcraft, yes, it was a bit expensive. I played that for 12, 13 years now. In South Africa, was a little bit expensive. It cost me $30 for 2 months. Yeah, so it sounds a little bit better. Tuk Tuk Express, yes, we shall talk to you about Tuk Tuk Express going around Henda. We'll do a thing on Tuk Tuks. Actually, next weekend, Sunday, I might even be a little bit late on to stream. I'll just see because there is something that we want to do. There's a group of people here that run something on every other Monday night called Nerd Night, and then somebody comes and speaks. They've got 2 or 3 speakers. They've got about like 4 minutes or something like that to like TED Talks type of thing, but it's a local. A lot of them are Westerners, but they get everyone. They're having a tuk tuk treasure hunt, so we're going to try and do a couple of
It'll be
teams,
fun.
and then you get onto your tuk tuk, and they give you clues, and you're going to bugger all over the place and everything. And we go to Raffles Hotel, and we have an after party in the evening. So. If it works out and we do and it's not too expensive, we will actually maybe be taking part in that. I was supposed to be boosting it this evening. I'll put it on the Facebook site. But so yeah, maybe I'll do that. I just don't know if I'll be back in time to be able to edit everything for the show. So it might just
Go
have to
and
be
have fun. Go and have fun.
Express. Indiana
Find
Jones
something-
this week. Short stuff quote.
But,
Yes.
but
Okay.
Andre, you don't do this every weekend, so go and do it.
Yeah,
Go
we'll
and
take a
have
look
fun.
and see. There's 6 of us, and so we thought we'll get the guys and the girls into a tuk-tuk each, and then the girls like, "You're not leaving us alone in the tuk-tuk. Just now they take us or somewhere. We'll watch you from behind. We'll be able to." Chris White mods around. Beware, you're getting long live streams. Yeah, yes, and yeah, Mel, yes. What we want to do, yeah, just know that the live streams like keep us sane. You guys are an absolute fantastic. Tuk Tuk Treasure Hunt, yes. It is on my. The wife's got my phone now, so I can't get into my. Into my. Telegram. Sorry, my mind is like 50 miles ahead of where I'm talking right now because I'm
Okay,
really
so
excited. You know
share.
what, you guys make the difference. Lynn and Hendo and Mel and Arbot and DVD and Cameron and everyone talking. You actually create the adrenaline in a person. It's so much worth it. When I got here this evening, I was like, oh man, I got a headache. I don't know. Anyway, let's pull this one through. And then you get to the evening and you're so charged. I mean, I agree with you. You know what, Mel? Something about having the right people around you. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It is the quality that you guys are, and that's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we'll take a look. Telegram link.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. Send me your Telegram link
No,
for
that's my personal
the tuk
Telegram.
tuk thing. For
Should
the
I
tuk
not make?
tuk.
Should I not make? I have two telephone numbers because I have two SIMs. So I usually have my number when they ask me on the internet for my number. Then I give them my like secondary one. Then I know I don't have to answer that phone. And I can. I
Okay,
don't know. I have to create. Hmm?
If you're
Yeah.
on Telegram,
Mm,
I've got a Telegram group called Buzzy's Moments.
mm.
Put your link in the chat. Okay,
Link to what?
I will then share it with everybody, so everybody has it.
The link to what?
The tuk tuk treasure hunt. The link.
It's just photos and pictures that I have from everything because
Okay,
there's all the
well,
different prizes that they've got. They've got like for there's a couple of Raffles Hotel prizes and Imawari Hotel prizes and things and vouchers and stuff that
are
they
they
got.
are they actually video? Are they taping the event for you?
No, no, that's why I say if we go, then we are. Good grief. How old are you, Arbot? You must be my age if you remember Scotty. Yeah, good grief. And you and I need to keep quiet about that. Flippin', we start becoming senior citizens. But yes, like, come on,
But
Scott,
again,
land the helicopter, Neda. Anyway, no, get no, it's just pictures and stuff to that effect.
well, why don't you
Here's my
send them to me and I will post them on to everybody else.
phone.
It's
Yeah, I will.
easy. Just send them to me and I'll share them with key people that have been here on the live stream because I
Let's
do have
see.
all of them on my cell phone.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I might be able to quickly because I need to actually start canning this. Uh,
Stuff.
no, the stream. I mean, I'm really, you know what? It's one thing of saying to people, "Geez, it's great having you around," but it's another one actually pulling the advantage and saying, "Now we're going to go on forever." Uh,
Well, you just have to read the comments and you'll keep on going forever.
with devices.
But thanks so much, guys, for showing up. I'm just so grateful. Thank you. It's
Yeah,
making such a difference in Andre's life. Thank you so, so much.
yeah. As you can see, I'm suddenly a happy man. My wife thanks you. Oh no, Arbot's like throwing my age away. Yeah, telephone quiz. I remember that. Arbot,
Yes, I do too.
do you remember pot roast and biltong with Mel Miller and Edwin? Oh, geez, it's not connecting now. Edwin van Aarde. Flunk. Don't.
Yes.
Geez, why is it not? Do I have terminate the other sessions? Terminate them. And see me getting to school, not knowing what the hell's going on because my Telegram's not linked because I've just logged everything. No, it's a QR code scan error. I'll send
And,
you the
and of
picture.
course, and of course, we'll never forget Noot for Noot.
Ja.
Noot for Noot.
Kyk hoe kyk sy vir my. Anne op die knoppe, Anne op die knoppe, Anne knop. We can actually go through a whole stream on old television programs because there's so few people that remember Chopper 1. Everyone remembers Chips, but Chips took the place of Chopper
Yes,
1.
Chopper 1.
I loved Chopper 1. Yes, those were the decent fun quiz. Yeah, telephone quiz. Lost my one type of pot roast and biltong. I loved pot roast and biltong. As small as what I was, but I appreciated them as I grew up older again. Sunday's good. This is my first live stream in a few days. Yeah, thank you very, very much. And I think we're going to start pulling it to an end because, as I say, I don't want to intrude on your lives. I was thinking that for what. Kyk hoe kyk sy vir my. Kyk hoe kyk sy vir my. 50 randjies vir jou. Well, that was cheap. These days, 200 randjies for you. Yeah, okay.
Please
But-
share Ronaldo's and Chris's live stream links in the chat, guys. Again, please,
Yeah. If you
so
can pop
that
them up
that
there, let me
they're
go back.
there.
I've never had so many chats that we've actually had to do a that we've actually I've never been able to scroll in my comments before. Who's this? Chris Wyatt. There we go. His channel. Thank you. What's that? That one's Morning Shot. Where's Ronaldo's? I got Buzzy's Moments. Oh, there we go. There's Ronaldo's as well. Thank you very much. But they're all in the chat and that as well, and you can just drop the mic on them if you like. Ladies and
But
gentlemen,
you,
Magnum P, the original Magnum PI. Yeah,
Magnum PI,
guys, we're
yes,
talking
yes.
about crap that I shouldn't be talking about. I don't know if we're going to get it done weekly, but I do believe a good monthly stream, Lynn, if you're up for it.
Yes, no, I'm up for it.
Because I'm trying to get once a month with Carl, so that I can at least get you guys on the good line, so that when the end of the world does come, I'm taking you all with me to the good place. Um,
Awesome.
there we go. Chris White, the rugby, also the rugby channel. Yeah, I love the rugby channel. Talk about that, guys. Before we just kick it now, I don't know if you know in South Africa, I've actually picked it up from over here. It doesn't have all the sport on it, but it has a little bit more than what I could access from here. Is called Stan. Stan.com.au is an Australian streaming site. I actually need to use a VPN to get hold of it and to run it over here. But it has sort of replaced almost my Netflix. Although I have Netflix and DVD, and I decided, well, we'll do the double up. He'll do the Netflix and I'll do the Stan, and we will give each other a link of ourselves. But because we don't have DSTV and stuff like that, and it is really, really hard to understand the popcorn TV that they have. Yeah, there is like Fox and things and stuff like that, the news channels. But obviously, I don't need news channels because why? I have Chris Wyatt and I have Ronaldo Host and I have Ramon Cabernac. Why do I need to get TV? I get it firsthand before anybody from them. But stan.com.au has sporting link on it as well. So you pay, I think I pay $15 for, is it $15 for both or $15 for one? Because you need to take the normal streaming, which has movies and series and everything like that. And it's a really good series on there called Yellowstone, just by the way, on Stan.
Can I share a channel that's very good?
Yeah.
Called Dope Box. DOPE Box. Dope
Sounds
Box.
like Snoop Dogg's dope.
No, it's
Then I want to know what you're growing in those
better
earthworm
than
cases.
Netflix.
Eh?
It's better than Netflix. Dope Box.
DOPE.
First search. DOPE
Box.
Box. Yes.
Okay. I tell you what.
And you're talking about that stuff. I'm gonna send you pictures of the trees we're growing outside the front of it.
That's it, Hindu. Stan.com.au. Yes, Yellowstone, yeah, is on Stan. Sorry, Dope Box is another one. There we go. Cameron's put it on. Dopebox.to. And it's like Netflix.
It's
The thing is, what I like with Stan is because over here, look, I've got Netflix and it's cool, no problem, etc., etc. But I don't have access to watching sport, and even though I very much voice my disagreement with South African rugby, I still have the curiosity of seeing my rugby matches, and Stan has sports on it, even has the Curry Cup matches, South African Curry Cup. So I am watching how the Sharks are, and the Blue Bulls are not doing so. I don't know what the hell's happened to the Lions. The Greek was beat them, but yeah, you know what. But it's nice. I can actually watch the Curry Cup. The only thing is, what's it, the RCU or RUC Rugby Union? But I mean, your world rugby, your Super Series, your even women's rugby, it's got motorsport in that. Take a look at stan.co.com.au and you can see sports is an additional, I think, $7 onto the $10 of what it is, but still works out far less than what a DSTV does, and also depends on how much sport you want. But there's tennis, there's motorsport, there's off-road. I haven't seen the Formula One in that, and Formula One is on at the moment. I always miss that because of the streaming time. But I think we should actually talk about stream alternatives on the next one, because we can go into a, yeah,
Long
it's,
conversation.
yeah. I'm just looking at John Ross Ewing in Dallas and all that wonderful stuff. So I'm not going to pull it that way. Buzzy, Lynn,
Yes.
what's your diet for life this year?
Well, as I said, I've surrounded myself with very positive, uh, you know, say it like they see it, no bullshit taken. Regularly told to get my head out my ass. Those type of people are brilliant to have in your life. Um, and yeah, just one step in front of the other with the diabetes up and down and all of that.
Mm.
As I said to you, I've just had an allergic reaction to penicillin. So yeah, I'm going to the clinic on Wednesday to get that all sorted out. But otherwise, I'm doing hundreds. I'm doing so much better. And thank you so much for giving me the love and support that I've needed to get through a very dark time. Thank
I
you,
think
Andre.
I think it's karma, because it all just comes around. It's what you put out, and you really put out so much support for everybody as well. Guys, from my side as well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everything that you've done, just for the hype that we've had around here. It's been probably one of my most energized streams, having Lynn from Buzzy's Moments. And yeah, maybe we can chat about doing it on a daily basis. Not a daily basis. My Lord, we never make it. At least a monthly basis. I mean, just once a week is enough to actually. But thank you so very much. Yeah, there's Cameron. Cameron says, respect you all. Thank you for watching. Henda says, glad to see Lynn bouncing back. Yes, it's good.
Thank you,
And
Hilda.
glad to see. And as I said, you're looking so beautiful today. Really
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Um,
Thank you.
and yeah, so my thing is your diet for life. Stop taking it from media. Make peace in your mind with it, and actually calm yourself down and count your own blessings before you start wishing for somebody else's. Because be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. And sometimes it looks nice on the outside. What Lynn, you said to me the other day, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes
No.
the cover looks really good, but the story is absolutely shit. So be careful about that. Be careful what you wish for. Find things in your mind. Once again, surrounding yourself with people, I cannot say enough. And when you need to make a change, don't look at making big changes. Sometimes many small changes, like the ants, actually get the job done for you.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you always for being on. Yeah, it's and for the backbone that you've been for this and everything. It's been really amazing.
It's been a pleasure.
So now I got to do an outro. Guys, any last words, famous? I got to finish off. I didn't do us anything on St. Patrick's Day, so here's my finishing off for my little addition to St. Patrick's Day. There's Paddy and Pat and Tat were triplets, and they went into the pub. And Paddy and Pat were about 6 feet tall, but Tat was only 4 feet tall. And the barman looked at him and says, "Oh, this is why you're triplets, ladders. Why is Paddy and Pat 6 foot, and Tat is only 4 foot? He's so small." And so Paddy said, "Oh, sir, you see, we triplets, sir, and we were brought up being breastfed. And there was one boob for Paddy and one boob for Pat, but unfortunately there was no tit for Tat." So yeah, there's no
Awesome.
tit for tat in this place. Make a difference, make a small one, and you know what? Look after yourself every single day of your life. It's the small successes that make us successful, not the long terms. Stop waiting for the long term, like I usually do. Be good, take care, and if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers, guys.